Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
What is up guys, G here, back with another video. Today we have a lot to cover, a huge week ahead in my opinion, so you want to watch through the entire video today. Now I know you guys already might know about the Super Bowl ad, it was all over the social media pages, but I do want to cover this and share with you guys the more important details about that release and give you guys my opinion and what to expect as an investor of this beautiful company. I also do want to give an update on the shorts. They don't seem to understand, but that's okay.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
Lastly, I want to go over some of the chart technical analysis. We have been gaining some volume these last few days, which is very exciting. So before we start, take a second to smash the like button, drop a comment down below, and share this with your friends if you guys want to help YouTube get this video out to other investors. Also subscribe to the channel if you guys find value in today's video. And with all that being said, let's get to it. So that 15-second video was Polestar's Super Bowl teaser. They announced a few days ago that they will debut their first Super Bowl ad on February 13th. The 30-second ad is going to air in the first quarter of the game. This will be the first time Polestar advertises internationally, that being in one of the most recognized sporting events known as the Super Bowl. That being said, you know most of the viewership for the Super Bowl comes from the United States. That is where the Super Bowl is more popular at, so this definitely shows that Polestar is serious about increasing its sales and presence in the US market. As you know, not many people are actually aware of Polestar in the US, so I think it is great that they're finally attempting to introduce themselves to a much wider audience and hopefully establish themselves as a mainstream electric vehicle brand. Just looking back, you can see they first showed interest in the US market when they announced plans for their Polestar 3 at the South Carolina plant, and now with the Super Bowl ad announcement, this further demonstrates that Polestar is continuing to take steps to penetrate the US market. So the ad is going to center around a no compromises, no cliche theme, and is going to feature the Polestar 2 electric performance fastback. As you can see from the ad, it is visually very simple, Polestar's way of staying true to its minimalist, sleek brand identity, and instead of teasing what the ad will involve, they explain what not to expect. That can be good or bad. I think that the point that they're trying to make is that they are a real, genuine company. They don't need to sell you with celebrities or flashy stunts, although Leo DiCaprio is involved with Polestar, but I believe that is from his own accordance, so from the looks of it, nothing that they pushed onto a celebrity. But yeah, the ad is showing that Polestar is a no cliche, genuine, real company, and that can say a lot about a company like that. It's always better to make a statement with results, and as you can see, Polestar has been doing that with their delivery numbers. I think a lot of people can get behind something like that, so no fillers, no BS. I love how Polestar is keeping it real and transparent. Now Polestar will have plenty of competition and will need a way to stand out. As you know, the Super Bowl has tons of ads. There's going to be a few legacy automakers like Kia, BMW, General Motors, and Nissan. They're all going to be trying to pitch their EVs with their expensive celebrity-filled ads, but I do think that this different approach from Polestar may help them stick out from the crowd. Like I said, I love the sleek looking minimalist brand identity, and it is risky, but it can pay off tremendously if it connects with the audience. I just hope that the ad is not too generic or boring. The most memorable Super Bowl ads for me usually involve those that bring a laugh. Now I doubt Polestar goes that route, but there definitely needs to have that Super Bowl wow factor or the ad will just get forgotten about. So that is just something that we'll have to witness on Sunday and see if it's able to generate the recognition and exposure that Polestar deserves. So a quote from Thomas, our fabulous Polestar CEO, "The Super Bowl is an iconic event and I'm excited to bring Polestar's message to such a wide audience. We are a young and ambitious brand. We believe in no compromises for our design language, our sustainability efforts, and the performance of our cars, and we wanted to share that philosophy with this ad, and this is the perfect place to further raise awareness of our brand to the US and beyond." So in my opinion, I think bringing Polestar to the Super Bowl for the first time makes sense right now. The company is in a very exciting growth and expansion phase, and so the US market is going to be a key market that they need exposure in. As you most know, Super Bowl ads are designed for marketing purposes, and that's pretty common sense. But I think for Polestar, this is a big step. As you can see from the previous history, the Polestar never really had any advertising. They already had 2 models in the market, and the first one that I actually learned about was Polestar 2. I didn't even know that the Polestar 1 existed. So that just kind of shows how unnoticed Polestar is and how dramatically different things could have been if maybe their marketing was a little bit heavier from the beginning. But all that could be related to managing expenses appropriately. Now, I'm not bashing Polestar. I think it's all part of the process. They have a roadmap ahead and they have been delivering so far. My point is that things can dramatically change for the better, as it looks like they are taking a step forward with marketing. Of course, we would have wanted the Polestar 3 to be at the front and center of Polestar's first Super Bowl ad. As you know, most investors are hyped to see more details of their next EV model. The Polestar 3 is scheduled to be launching in the United States later this year or early 23, so that would have been perfect timing. But I do understand that the Polestar 2 is the main focus right now, and meeting those 2022 goals of 65,000 vehicles is no easy task. So even though I'm a little upset we didn't see the Polestar 3, this will definitely help meet those targets. So just to wrap up the Super Bowl news, just want to show you guys an average cost for the Super Bowl ads. On average, advertisers paid around 6.5 million, so definitely a pretty penny. I did cover this with one of the DraftKings video. They are also doing a Super Bowl ad, but it could be very well worth it because it's one of the biggest sporting events in the world. So just to give you guys an estimate, last year's game brought in about 91.6 million viewers in the US alone. So tons of people are definitely going to be watching, and in my opinion, I think this year's Super Bowl will far exceed those previous numbers. There is a great story behind each of the 2 teams playing this year, so don't be surprised if we see some huge ratings, and I think this will provide Polestar a great opportunity for some exposure. Side note, I am going to be rooting for the Bengals, but you guys let me know which team you guys are rooting for in the comments below, and if you do bet on a team, make sure to use a DraftKings account. Alright guys, now I'm going to move over to some of the institutional activity. As you can see, these are filings from Friday. There's about 6 or 7 huge filings that came in. You can see all the ones that I highlighted are 6-figure digits. We have about 450,000, 270,000, 150,000, 125, 500,000, 240,000, and 270,000. But you guys can pause the video and take a look at this. In summary, we didn't really have many positions filed as closed. And one of the biggest things on here is that Sauna asset. They got about 270,000 calls. So in my opinion, that says that there could be some big moves coming soon. As you guys know, options lose value as times go on, so I do anticipate a huge move coming soon. I also posted on the community post that I was thinking about getting some calls. I did get a few just for some exposure, but all that is not financial advice. This is all just my opinion. Update on the overall institutional ownership. Surprisingly, this did go down a bit. I think last time we had over 60% institutional shares. Institutional shares as of Friday are a little over 59 million, which is going to be equal to about 59, almost 60% of the entire shares. So that definitely did come down a bit, but the institutional value is still over 600 million, so that is still great to see. The overall institutional ownerships did go down by 1 position. We had about 133 last time, so now we have 132. But our long short position ratio is still great. We have 126 long positions compared to only 6 long and short positions. I also want to highlight some of the short volume ratio reported by FINRA. So most recently on Friday, you can see we had about 42% of the entire total volume shorted. FINRA reported about 2.6 million shares, and about 1 million of those shares were short volume. So comparing that to some of the previous days, you can see that there is an uptrend in some of the shorting. Earlier in the week, we had an average of around 30%, and then it moved into 35% by Thursday. And as of Friday, we had around 42% of the total volume shorted. So this is definitely showing some desperation to keep the price down, and this will actually get more dangerous for the shorts if we do start trading with higher volume, similar to the volume back in December. And a good way to see that it is getting a bit more dangerous for the shorts is that the short borrow interest rate is starting to go back up. It is around 3.2% as of Friday, and so this goes up as it becomes more risky to short. A good way to look at this is if it becomes more risky to short, the lenders do charge a higher fee to borrow the shares. Alright guys, I'm going to wrap up the video by doing some technical analysis, give you guys my opinion of what to look for next week. And we actually had a pretty good day on Friday, even though the price doesn't reflect that. We had a high of around $11.67, but in my opinion, I think when we hit that, we got shorted pretty bad, especially with some of the sell-off in the overall market. Maybe some of that had to do with this as well. But the first thing I want to point out is volume. Our volume was very good on Friday. Now, it's not as great as Thursday. We had really good volume on Thursday, but it is still above the average volume of 2.9 million shares. Our volume on Friday was almost 5 million shares, which is great to see. If you take a look at the volume chart, you can see it looks like we are back in an uptrend with volume. I think volume is one of the most important indicators to watch. It's going to be the #1 key to dictate the price action like this. And hopefully we can get to some of these levels around 9, almost to 10 million, and we can definitely start seeing a rise in the stock price. The next thing I want to point out is the RSI. As I mentioned in my last Polestar video, I did mention we got above the moving average here, which is actually very bullish, but we are coming around a nice resistance on the RSI here. And in my opinion, all that is really showing us is that we could have some sideways consolidation. But if we do have a follow through with volume, we can definitely break out and hopefully get to this overbought region. If you're a day trader, that would be an indication for you to sell. As you see, when we get to this overbought region, we do have a small pullback. But if you're a long-term investor, then we'll just hold through some of those waves. So clearing all that and moving to the 4-hour chart, I do want to show you guys what we already know. So it looked like we were in this descending triangle and we eventually broke out. With this follow through of volume, we were actually able to break out almost to $12. And as I mentioned in the last video, the estimate breakout is going to be around this level here. So I copied that over to this and it's going to equal to about our monthly level around $14. So from $11, I still do expect us to have some more upside up to $14. Now moving over to the 30-minute chart here, I do want to show you guys that we are in this bull flag here. And once we broke out, we were expected to hit around $12, which was going to match around our monthly level. But it does look like a lot of shorts stepped in, and that's what brought us down to around $11. And that's where you can actually relate the 40% short volume. I think it happened towards the end of the day. Once the market started selling off, they did take advantage of that and were pretty aggressive into shorting. But we do have this huge weekend catalyst, so hopefully on Monday we can see another breakout and hopefully back up to $12. Zooming back out to the 1-hour chart, I do want to look ahead and give you guys an idea of what I would expect to see in the coming week. There are two different scenarios. The first one would be a cup and handle, which would be this right here. And that would basically mean we would go up to about $12, and then after that we would fall back down to about this weekly around $11.40, and then after that we would break above the cup like that, and our distance would be equal to this cup here. So that would probably match up around $14 as well. So either way, we could do the descending triangle or a cup and handle here. That would both equal to around $14. So hopefully that turns out correct. But that is just the first scenario. The second scenario would be a straight breakout to about $12.40. So in my opinion, we would break out to $12.40, come back down and retouch this monthly level here around $12. If we can hold that, then we can kind of work our way back up, and that would be very bullish and hopefully get to around $14 as well. So you might be wondering, gee, why are you so stuck on $13.80? Well, that is just the measurement that I got from this descending triangle here. Not to mention that once we break $12.30 here, there really is no resistance all the way back up to that level. There is a small resistance wall here, but I still believe that the end result will be around $14. At least in the short term, that will be a major resistance and something we need to hold to continue upwards. So all that looks great, but I do want to show you guys a few different levels to watch going into Monday. We will definitely need to watch $11. If we fail to break through, then I expect us to come back down to around $10.70, possibly even $10.50. But I do think that the $11 support is very strong. You can see we have a nice demand zone here. So if the price does come down to 11, I think a lot of buyers will start to step in, especially since we have been seeing an increase in volume. The other level to watch will come around $11.80 and $12 here. That is going to be our biggest test. And if we can break through that, guys, then I think we are very bullish as long as we are able to hold this level. Now, with all the recent CPI data and the volatility in the market, I do expect us to touch $11. Historically, this is a nice support demand zone, and so people will probably step in, like I said. But then again, this stock is doing its own thing and not really following some of the market. As you can see, some of those red market days, GGPI still held its own, and even on some days, it was actually green. So that is very good to see. But if I can leave you guys with anything, just make sure to watch the volume coming into Monday and the rest of the week. That is definitely going to influence a lot of this price action. And if we do have enough volume, then hopefully we can break through this big resistance here at $12. Well guys, that is all I have for today. Hope you guys found value in today's video. If you did, please drop a like, share with your friends. Also leave a comment down below. Let me know your plans for Polestar or even the weekend. Are you guys going to be watching the Super Bowl? And if so, what team are you guys rooting for? I hope you guys have a great day. I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, keep moving forward.